hustle till I crash. I'm back with a vengeance, you gon' see me end this. I will be ascending, I don't ever slack. I got my eyes on a prize, what I see for my life. I don't float, no I fly, do or die. Cause you gotta do or die, there ain't no compromise. Get ready for a fight.
Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dye the ground with some stray blood? I just wanna find out my limits. I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it, and this is just the beginning. Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse. My energy is unmatched. I don't get tired, no I don't get gas. I'm back, still working to surpass. Everybody getting past, on my way up fast. No slap, so watch out for me now. Everybody in this town will be...
What's going on, guys? So I was going to do a 1-year review on this thing a couple years ago, but it's now been 3 years. So it's time for a long-term update on the 2022 Can-Am Outlander 850 XMR. This thing's been a good machine. And right off the bat, I'll answer the question. Would I buy an 850 again knowing what I know now? Absolutely. This machine has done everything I asked it to do and more. And for a really good price. I picked this machine up just before the price increase, so I got a really good deal on it. And I actually didn't buy the XMR for mud riding. I actually bought it because Can-Am knows how to seal up a machine and deal with water. And there's a lot of water in the places I ride, so I want something that could get me through it, and then I went and something that could get through it without having to worry about the CVT getting flooded or swamping the intake and all of that bad stuff. And this machine was able to take on stuff like mud holes at the Minden Off-Road Park. It's gone all the way down to North Carolina to Busco Beach. Never had an issue with it down there. It's been out to Lingham Lake. Haven't put it through the Skeg. Well, I did once. And I got stuck pretty fast. But back to the facts about the machine. Some people were saying, why even buy the 850? Buy an XTP, turn it into an XMR. Yeah, that's great if you want to blow 24 grand. Because I think an XTP at the time, a 1000 was like 18.9 or something. And then you throw in the rad relocate, you throw in the snorkel, you throw in your skid plates, and then your extension for the CVT exhaust, and then you throw in Ontario's lovely 13% sales tax, and yeah, you're about $24,000, and I wasn't going to do that, so that's why I went with the 850. I think I paid $14,300 for the machine at the time, and coming from the 99 Big Bear and the 85 Big Red, I was going from something that had 15 horsepower to 78, which was more than enough for me. And I debated about a Yamaha Grizzly 700, but this machine definitely had that extra punch I was looking for. And when you snap the throttle and the machine moves the earth underneath its tires, yeah, it's a lot of fun. The machine now has 1,900 kilometers on it. And some people might say, wow, that's not a lot. Well, life got really busy after I bought this machine, so I haven't had as much time to ride it as I wanted to. And the other problem is living in southwestern Ontario. Most of the land down here is now privately owned. So the trails that we do go on Either our friends have permission to use them or we have permission to use them, but it's hard to ride a machine like this the way it was meant to be ridden when the trails are narrow and there's not a whole lot of like mud and water down here anyways. So we have to drive 3.5 to 4 hours either north or northeast just to be able to have some real fun with these machines, which is why I haven't really had the time to do that. So most of my long weekends, that's what I've been doing, because it doesn't make sense to load up, drive 4 hours Saturday, and then have to come back Sunday morning. So during that 1,900 kilometers, I've been north to Minden, I've been out east to Lingham Lake and Kingston, and then I've been down to Busco Beach in North Carolina. This machine's taken me on a lot of fun adventures, and during that time, it's never let me down. I've never broken anything on the machine. Actually, wait a minute. No, that's a lie. I did break one thing. The other two things were warranty claims. So let's talk about the warranty stuff first. So the first thing was a front differential seal, which went on me while I was down in North Carolina. I came back to Ontario and Lockhart's took the machine in, changed the seal, did it under warranty, no questions asked. And then the second was the four-wheel drive switch, which they messed around with the connector at first. It worked again, and then I took it out on a ride in Niagara, and I activated the four-wheel drive, and then the thing beeped at me and kicked me out.
Well, it's a good thing I got extended warranty. Oh, look, there it goes. Hey, wait, what?
Just leave it. It's in now. There you go.
What the
So I took it back. They replaced the entire switch assembly, and I've never had a problem with it since. As for belts and axles, for those people who said go buy a K&M and break stuff, didn't break anything. I haven't broken any axles. I haven't blown any belts. I'm on my third belt now, which I'd still be on my second, but that comes back to the thing that I broke. And that was my fault. So, while I was on a ride at King Boss Quads, after the ride, we were all messing around and we went out in this swamp. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was the only one who took a stock ATV all the way back to the skeg field and back to the compound. Well, I barely made it to the skeg field, and on my way back, I decided I'd try to ride up the side, and that was a mistake because the machine just about rolled over on me, and I ended up drowning the CVT. So I got it out of the swamp, but by the time I did that, I had fried the one-way bearing in the primary clutch, so I had to pay for that. I had it replaced. Actually, me and Brian, we replaced it, and then I had to replace the belt as well because my somewhat new Maverick belt was pretty much toast after that. So that's not the machine's fault. That was my fault. But no axles, no belts. Never had any of that. And that just comes down to common sense and preventative maintenance. These are high performance, high maintenance machines. If you neglect it, you're gonna break stuff. And if you ride it like a total moron, you're gonna break stuff. And the next part, some people may say it's overkill, but I change the oils in everything every year, depending on how I ride it. Oils are cheap insurance. I'd rather change gearbox oil than replace a gearbox. I'd rather change my diff oils instead of replacing diffs after they grenade. And anytime I take this thing out, I always grease the A-arms and the drive shaft and everything. If it has a grease nipple, it gets greased before I even ride it. Easy as that. And I always spray it with something before I ride it, and I always clean it off after I'm done. You take care of your equipment, it will take care of you. So yeah, in my opinion, the 2022 K&M Outlander 850 XMR is a really good machine. And we'll see what 2025 brings us. What I would really like to do is do a shootout between this machine and the Gen 3. whether it be an 850, whether it be a 1000. And I'm really excited that they finally listened to the enthusiasts and they've built a short frame Outlander XMR 1000. But I would like to ride them side by side and compare the torsion trailing suspension to the new double A-arm suspension. I have a suspicion it's going to be very Polaris-like when it comes to ride quality, which isn't a bad thing, but these are all just speculations right now. So if I can get my hands on one of these new units, I'm definitely going to be shooting a comparison video. But it seems like they've really nailed the boxes on every single thing. But who knows? 2025 is the first production year of a brand new model, so there's bound to be a couple little bugs, so we'll just look to the other YouTubers that are fortunate enough to get their hands on some of these units and see where it goes from there. So we're back in the studio, and we're going to wrap this video up here. So there's a lot of things that I did not talk about when I was filming the video outside, but really I don't have many bad things to say about the Outlander, and there's not really many things I would change. Maybe change the primary clutch if I was going to upgrade to some true 30-inch tires. Other than that, maybe I would change out the exhaust, because I'm looking to go a little bit quieter now. Now that my hearing is kind of not so great, due to work and whatnot, so I'd rather not burn my ears out anymore when I do a 5-hour tour. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot I would change with the machine. So if you guys like the video, consider giving it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I know we didn't do a whole lot this year compared to years in the past, but then again, life changes. So hopefully next year we'll be able to do some more stuff. There will be one more ride, and that video will likely come out, I'm going to say sometime in December to be safe, because it's happening next weekend. We're doing a charity ride at King Boss Quad in honor of his friend that went by Top Hat, and that should be a fun ride. From the sounds of it, it may be the Flat Rock Loop, so there's a good mix of all kinds of riding for whatever everybody wants to do. And my friend Brady, who has the Grizzly 700 in Minden, he wasn't able to make the last ride. He's actually going to be there this time, so it should be fun. And I guess we'll catch you guys on that video whenever we get around to it.